Good morning, boys and girls, and all of God's children. Welcome to the South District Church School neighborhood. Our presiding elder is the Reverend Janet Jenkins Sturdivant of the South District of the Philadelphia Annual Conference. And I'm Sister Angie Spears, the South District Church School Superintendent. Again, we welcome you today. Our special word for today is offense. Offense. Do you know what offense means, boys and girls? Offense is when, one way to describe it would be when people criticize. They take offense with someone. They start being very critical and criticize them. And that's what we're going to find out in today's lesson. They're taking offense with Jesus. In today's lesson, Jesus is beginning his ministry. Remember last week? He was 12 years old. He was in the temple asking questions. Now he started his ministry. Our lesson topic is called The Wisdom of Jesus, and we're going to be in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 6, verse 1 through 6. Let's take a look at that. Mark 6, 1 through 6. He left that place and came to his hometown, and his disciples followed him. We're talking about Jesus. Verse 2. On the Sabbath, he began to teach in the synagogue, and many who heard him were astounded. They said, "Where did this man get all this? What is this wisdom that has been given to him? What deeds of power are being done by his hands?" They were amazed. "Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary and brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. Then Jesus said to them, "Prophets are not without honor except in their hometown and among their own kin and in their own house." And he could do no deed of power there except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and cured them. And he was amazed at their unbelief. Do you see what's happened? Now Jesus is beginning to teach. He's the teacher. And the people are astounded at his wisdom. And they're like, "But wait, this is just a regular person. His father's a carpenter. We know who he is." And, or at least they thought they knew who he was. They didn't realize he is the Son of God. And because they took offense at him so much, Jesus did continue to heal a few people. And there's that phrase, a prophet is not honored in his own country. Prophets are not without honor except in their hometown and among their own kin. Sometimes the people closest around us can discredit us or not believe in our capabilities. When I shared this story with Patches and Buttercup, Patches gave me a great example. What did you tell us, Patches? Patches told us about his neighbor, one of his neighbors, Mr. Johnson. And Mr. Johnson is retired from the post office, but he's always had a lot of interest in what's happening in his town. So he goes to city council meetings almost every month where they have the city council meeting. He's there. Often he doesn't ask questions. He just sits and he observes. And Patches says that sometimes when Mr. Johnson is just doing things in the community, the mayor will see him, a city council person, and they'll say, "Johnson, what do you think about this plan that we have?" Because they know that he's very involved. Well, here's what happened. 2 years ago, there was a position on the ballot called Prothonotary, and Mr. Johnson decided to run for that office. Well, guess what? Mr. Johnson was talking to Patches' dad, and he said he never knew that people could take such offense with him. Kind of like the story with Jesus. They said Well, what kind of experience does he have? Where did he go to school? Has he ever done anything like that before? And apparently the office of Prothonotary, it's a lot of record keeping. They also work with the passports and filing civil documents, etc. So even though there was a lot of opposition and people took offense, they liked Mr. Johnson, but they didn't like him doing that. And but Mr. Johnson said that there were a couple of town hall meetings where people were able to come and ask the candidates questions. He answered the questions, and guess what? He won. He's the town Prothonotary. So he did not back away. He answered the questions, and then he did win that office. Great example of people taking offense. Let's take a look at our memory verse. It's Mark 6, verse 2 to 3. And we're actually starting in the middle of verse 2. They said, "Where did this man get all this? What is this wisdom that has been given to him?" And they took offense at him. Let's see if we can fill that out together. They said, "Where did this man get all this? What is this that has been given to him?" And they took at him. Can you fill that out with me? They said, "Where did this man get all this? What is this wisdom that has been given to him?" And they took offense at him. That's our memory verse. We trust that you'll join us next week, boys and girls. Next week's lesson is going to be coming from the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verses 1 through 14. And the topic is wisdom, the way, truth, and life. Until then, God bless you. Bye-bye.